All right. What's up, YouTube? Let me get this together real quick. So we're gonna be in the same town today, and the game plan is that we're gonna be on the attack. So rather than be in like a defensive style role, we are going to be assaulting upon the town that we've previously been operating out of the last couple of days. No worries. No, 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 no. No, there's not. I was building fins till like 10 minutes ago, so I'm trying to come up with something. And we have been doing a bunch of, which is more realistic. But we've been doing a bunch of like defense and recon and scouting and harassing. We haven't really done any like direct assaults on the TDG so much. Maybe a couple. It's been a while since we've been doing the on the computer stuff. So, all right, let me get my phone on the right account so everybody can hear y'all talk. How are we doing today, boys? Nice. What up, what up? I am running late, so we're kind of just getting started right now.
Hey, that makes two of us.
All right. Where are we at? OBS. So there's that over here. All right. Okie doke. Y'all can see this map here?
Yes. After that. Yeah.
Wonderful. So here is the Google Maps view, and then this is the Roll20 view here. So this is the town that we're going to be assaulting here. Why does this look different? Am I tripping?
No, it's the same.
All right. So our map, we're going to insert from the east. Sorry, I don't have as much of a background story today. We'll say like there's been a power vacuum that's been created due to economic factors. America defaulted, foreign wars, and they just don't have the ability to exert power, especially in more rural areas, right? So this is in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky. So out here, there really is no government enforcement. So a gang has taken over this city here, and they are basically just collecting tax and extorting people, right? If you want to use the hospital, if you want to use the school to enter those buildings, there's a tax. If you want to travel down these main highways, there's a tax. And if you operate a business in this town for protection, they run a protection fee, which is obviously extortion. So we live in the surrounding, even more rural areas, and we've kind of come together. We have 3 13-man squads, right? Everybody's well equipped. Most people have night vision. At least one person per squad has a thermal. There's one SPR per team, so each squad is 3 teams, 4 individuals per team, and those are 3 riflemen and then 1 SPR style guy, or a mix between SPR and light support weapons. And everybody is running AR pattern. So, any questions while I get my tokens sorted out?
No. Do we know how the gang is equipped?
They are equipped, right, with nothing special, but everything that Americans have access to. So all the small arms, they can, make whatever bombs you're aware of. They can be made with stuff at Home Depot. They can do tannerite is available, blah, 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 blah.
Considered near peer.
Exactly.
Yep.
Actually, I don't even want to do that.
Question about the composition as far as weapons go. It was 3 riflemen to the fire team and then 1 SDR or LSW?
Correct.
Did I get that wrong?
Correct.
Okay. And then I guess we're the odd man out as the squad leaders, the players.
Right, and that you're the 13th man. Correct.
Sounds good.
What's the numbers looking like for the gang? Like the enemy?
Right. We don't have an exact number, but we expect them to be operating anywhere between 10 to 20 shooters in the gang.
Enough to fucking hard press a small town, without effort, I would assume.
I apologize for my loud ass kids in the background.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to beat them.
Go be a little abusive.
Yeah. Show them who's boss,
Guys, I'm live streaming. Try to keep it down. Alrighty, boys. So we need at least 1, but we can have up to 3 people running in a leadership role. So let's go ahead and get some volunteers, and if we don't have any more questions about situation, terrain, friendly, or enemy.
I'll be a volunteer.
I'm happy to be a squad leader.
I'll do it.
Okay. Got Unk, got High Bar, and got Evil Phil. Awesome. So.
Anybody else want to participate? We can throw you a fire team or whatever, work somebody else in here.
Yeah, I'm down to hop in.
Who's that the one?
I don't know if that was the plan. That was, I'm just throwing it
No,
out
I mean,
there.
whatever. Who else wanted to play?
Also, I don't want to fucking step on anybody's toes. I have a time crunch in about 40 minutes. Is that going to be enough to run the scenario, or should I step down to be able to walk away?
You probably won't finish it. Somebody could just take over. Who is that wanted to?
Okay.
Who else wanted to go?
Yeah, I'll take over for Uncle. Okay, cool.
Cool. Okay, so we are going to be inserting into here in the east somewhere. You guys can kind of have some dictation on where you want to go, right? So up and down the Kentucky River. Let's say we're going to get dropped off via a boat down the river. So we're going to get inserted anywhere along this river that we'd like, or even multiple places. But once we are inserted, there's really no vehicle support. We're on foot for the remainder of the operation until we take the town and are able to have trucks come meet us there for resupply and relief and all that.
So the majority of the town is north of the river by the looks of it, and there's like a small little peninsula on the southern side.
That's correct. And there is at least 2 bridges connecting that town up there if we zoom in.
Okay.
Let me ask you, have we already notionally done our recon, or are we going to be doing that shortly?
You can. There has been no recon beyond map reconnaissance, and I forgot to mention. Let's say that everybody's competent with radios, and you do have 2 drones within your entire platoon that you can operate.
They're done. Good.
So if y'all want to start communicating with each other about a plan or anything like that.
Sure.
Yeah, we're gonna need to
Who's the squad leader?
There's no platoon leader. This is a platoon size element. There's no platoon leader per se that I put. Well, there is no platoon leader that we designated. So it's just 3 squad leaders. So you guys talk amongst yourself about the plan. If we really need somebody to put their foot down, I'll make that call of who I want to be in charge of it all. But we usually can kind of work through things together.
So, I think with the way that this town is set up, we could probably make a super close insertion to the southern bend of the Kentucky River before it goes north up towards Happy Top Park. I would say fucking at least dismount 1 squad to secure that little peninsula that wraps north and then up and around hugging close to the city, and then comes back down, and I would secure that bridge so that we have an MSR easily accessible for resupply and shit like that. That would be prerogative number 1, because that would be a hard foothold on the southern edge of the city where there wouldn't be a ton of, I guess, conflict, or at least potential for conflict, because the majority of the city is on the northern side of the river, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on what's in the area. Again, I'd want to send or how violent this place is. I mean, I'd want to send low vis, maybe even unarmed reconnaissance out that just blends in with the populace, however that is, if they got civvies or whatever. Just gather information, see if anybody's in this area, and I guess we'll use that as our ORP or whatever that we stage from.
Yeah, maybe do 1 squad to secure the bridge, because there's 3 total to work with. So you can have 1 squad dismount, cross fucking break brush through the residential area towards that southern bridge, secure that area, have 1 squad and fucking civvies dismount to the west of the baseball stadium where it's all rural, and they could fucking blend in through the residential area that wraps around West Main Street and come down from the northwest, because it doesn't look like there's a lot of business or anything up there, so they can blend in through the regular civilian populace coming down from there. And then the second squad could either be on standby, still in the boats, because I doubt these motherfuckers are, patrolling the fucking waters and shit like that away from the city. Maybe close by where that intersection is, by where Route 11 and Route 12 intersect, kind of by River Drive. They might be over there, but you could stage the fucking squad on that big piece of land on the northwestern side of Kentucky River by the baseball stadium, or the baseball field, I'm sorry.
Okay, make sure I understand this correctly. I'm leaning towards keeping the low vis guys out there and then getting them back before we reveal any of our uniformed troops or whatever. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do you agree, or did you have something else in mind?
Yeah. So,
okay,
I said, the only visible body, the actual, if they were compromised, it would be a hard compromise. The only visible body would be the southern bridge guys by Route 11 and Route 12, which doesn't seem to be super close to towards the main part of Beattyville. So they would break brush through over there on the bottom left of Proctor Bottom. They would break brush through Proctor Bottom, cross west to east through the woods, a little section of residential, through Route 11, and secure that bridge. That bridge that's further away, not by the Shell, but yeah, that bridge. That would be our MSR, because I feel like it would be mostly unimpeded. There's no real reason to have a heavy, enemy presence there, outside of whatever the fuck that business is over on South Folk. That's a People's Exchange Bank. So there's a bank over there, but it's heavily covered by fucking vegetation in order to fucking conceal guys there. It's not necessarily to have a presence in the area yet. It's mainly in order to do ongoing reconnaissance and open up a supply line to be able to cross over into what's that road there? Broadway going from south to north across the North Fork of the Kentucky River. And then, like I said, the civilian guys would be on the north side, because luckily the water kind of plays out that way. they could cross over and go through the residential area into the town, and they could do reconnaissance in the actual city area without drawing attention to themselves. And then the second squad would be on standby on the water still, kind of acting either as a QRF or they can put troops wherever they need to be. Okay. Is that making sense? Do I need to clarify or anything?
Sense. It's just, yeah, I don't know. That's why I play these games. It's different from what I would have done. I would have liked to keep everybody like hidden in the woods and then send the guys out, and then like in the middle of the night commence the raid. But well, I don't know. Even specify that it's a raid.
Yeah, timing hasn't been set yet. You know what I'm saying? This is just a sort of open-ended.
Yeah, this is on you guys, right? You can dictate your own timing. There's no rush time frame, immediate threat, right? Obviously, we don't want to let these guys just be occupied for the next 3 months, but if we need to take a couple days or whatever, if you extend that out too far, we'll have to logistically think about like how many days worth of food and water can you pack out there? Do you need resupply? If you're getting resupplied, then that's increasing your likelihood of getting identified, et cetera, et cetera. But these are just reality. Other than reality, you guys have no specific limitations.
Do you want to send maybe for your plan? I'm thinking maybe we could send like one squad in to do the actual reconnaissance in civilian clothes, and then the rest of the 2 squads, like wait for the information update and whatnot.
Absolutely, yeah. No, one squad I think could do active reconnaissance regardless of the time of the operation or early on. The earlier the better. Have them dismount from the left corner of the white and red dot borderline of the city. Have them dismount there, blend into the civilian populace in the rural area, well, not rural, but through the suburban area, and cross down southeast into the actual city populace and try and gain as much information as possible. But I think, personally, I think it is utmost importance to try and secure that southern bridge as an MSR, because that's going to be what feeds either A, if you stir up some shit in the city, it's going to kind of funnel down, because they're going to want to, if you start pushing their shit in, they're going to fucking retreat. And if you have a force already in place there, it just allows you to kind of cut them off and do like a pincer maneuver to cut them off. You know what I mean? So that's what I was saying. I'm like, that southern bridge, regardless if it's on Route 12. Sorry, one second. Regardless, it's scary nightmare boom boom night for my dog. She's pissed. But fucking, regardless if it's Route 12 or Route 11, one of those bridges, obviously the closer the better, there needs to be a force laying in wait there as like the secret fucking weapon, because they're going to be so close to the town. I mean, even if it's the further away bridge, they're like 300 meters away.
Yeah, something like that. It's not very far.
They could cross that shit in less than 5 minutes and be in the fucking city proper, ready to rock and roll to support the fucking civilian guys, or like I said, the second squad that's on standby either on the water for short term or for long term. I mean, they could fucking dock and go wherever, but that's kind of, I wanted to at least maintain that freedom of maneuver with the fucking water, because I doubt these fucking ho-dunk motherfuckers that are in the city are gonna have any sort of fucking patrol watching the waterways around the city, which literally surrounds the city on 3 sides. You know what I'm saying? So you have a squad on the south that can cross the bridge by land. Then they have land infill. Then you have another squad that's on water that has land infill literally on 3 sides. They could come in from the east, they can come in from the west, or they can come in from the south with the other fucking land element. And then you have the northwestern squad that's in civilian clothes doing active reconnaissance to push in and just at least feel out where the bulk or where some of these thug motherfuckers are in the city, you know what I mean, and try and get a fucking feeler on where their movements are, where they're fucking checking on places, just kind of what they're doing. Yeah,
I like it. I agree.
I got a couple,
I like it,
couple
yep.
two instances on this, if I may. So,
Go ahead.
I know they were described as a gang. I mean, that could mean anything. You know, it's a gang of dudes. We're told they're equipped just like we are. They're guys locking down an area. I don't want to like underestimate them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We're talking about that insert on where the river bends and it's running north-south. On the over there. If I were locking down this area, I would have someone watching. That's like an avenue of approach to me. You know what I mean? That long way. So I would even say insert those dudes further south. Yep. Before,
Okay.
There you go, right there. That was a longer hike for them, but flip
Just to be safe.
Walking down that river that way. Yeah.
Worst case scenario. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not that much of a difference. It's maybe an additional, 5 miles, which, whatever.
I mean, that's a difference, but playing it safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
for something as serious as this, it's worth it.
Yeah, and then on the reconnaissance, it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like we're trying to do like almost in-route reconnaissance where we have dudes plainclothes in the area, like as we're conducting an assault with the other 2 squads. Is that what we're talking about?
So the assaulting element is only active either if the civilian guys get compromised or we find a time of opportunity to push in either during a lull and do like a screen, excuse me, and do like a screen from south to north, because that's kind of just how the city is laid out. You know what I mean? Because I doubt they're going to back themselves into a corner. Otherwise, they would just run into the friendly elements. If we have the guys staged on the south side of Beattyville, laying in wait, that's a landlocked squad ready to fucking rock and roll, full kit and everything. And then you have the civilian element literally feeding information to those guys actively, where these guys are at, what they're doing, where they're driving, what they're driving, fucking X, Y, and Z. And then you have the secondary squad probably further back, like you said, on Proctor Bottom, trying to stay away from, the actual city proper, just to play it safe. But if they're in a boat, they can fucking, they basically have full maneuverability around that river bend, so long as these guys aren't fucking watching the city, watching the river. Because if they are, then you have civilian guys in the fucking city behind them, and you have a fucking base of fire element on the southern side waiting, able to fucking pull attention.
The other point I was going to get to, we have a lot of ifs right now. Is there a reason we don't break this into 2 different parts? So like we have a reconnaissance phase where we have those guys plainclothes, and then maybe we put in an LP or 2 of reconnaissance, build an actual situation from there, do a deliberate assault.
Yeah. We kind of need more information to see what goes next, because now that we know what the squads are doing, it's a matter of, okay, we got the information, what now?
Okay. Yeah, those are my 2 points. I'll hop off my soapbox.
All right, fellas. We're ready to do this. What's our actions? Have we come to some decisions?
Yeah, I think so we're going to have 1 squad dismount by the White Ash area. We'll have 1 squad dismount there, move north towards Happy Top Park, excuse me. And they will be the plainclothes element that will eventually move through the residential area down into Beattyville, and they'll be sort of like the feeler, the canary of the group. Plainclothes, not drawing attention to themselves, feeding information to the other 2 squads. One of the other squads is going to dismount by the Beattyville Country Club, ideally cross through that residential area and that first bridge, and stage next to the bridge by the intersection of 11 and 12 on the southernmost point of Beattyville. So like that little section of woods to the right. Yeah, ideally there would be a squad station there, ready to rock and roll and do the main assault. And then the second squad would be stayed in the boat or docked nearby on the southern side, sort of where the first squad took off from White Ash. There would be the third squad would basically stay in the boats or stay nearby the boat and fucking maintain that maneuverability with the water in the areas in case they need to infill from the eastern side or, you know, by the residential area on the northwestern side of the neighborhood.
Okay,
If that sounds crazy, let me know.
No, yeah, it sounds great. What squad do you want to do what?
I'll take the low vis guys.
I'll take the like the PRF guys near the bridge.
Okay. I'll do the water element.
Whoa. Oh my goodness. All right. Okie doke. So, if I can grab them. Evil Phil, you guys move up here in the brush just outside of that more like a suburban residential area. You guys stop, you drop packs, you change into civilian clothes, you put your pistols on, and you then begin to make movement into the town.
Can I stop you for a second?
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll do like a SEAL's halt, you know, as we patrol up, and then eventually before we set off into the town, just to kind of watch them and get, you know, whatever the normal like patterns of life is for that moment. The other thing is I'm toying with holding one fire team back and keeping them in like full kit just in case, so we have some help on that side of the river, kind of where we're. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Looking at the, it's like 500 feet per. I'm looking at the little legend at the bottom of the corner of the map. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that, or do you want all of every fire team? Because I'm going to be splitting these guys up probably into pairs. So we either have 4 pairs or 6 pairs.
Everybody is competent with radios and equipped with a radio. Now, radios don't always work, but just throwing it out there. They do have them. They know how to use them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a good plan for you. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if there's 13 guys walking around the city at one time, it might look a little weird, but yeah, I don't know. I would try to have the separate fire team try and move as close as possible, so that if anything, you have a full kit fire team on the north side of Beattyville ready to fucking cross the bridge and, you know, lay some fucking hate.
So, we'll have the basically the SPRs from this squad. They'll basically group up into one fire team, along with whatever's left will be filled with
one rifleman.
Yeah, one rifleman, and they'll get a point of elevation wherever they can see from. That's kind of going to be up to them, and they'll support the guys moving in and just start calling in.
Okay.
Positions and targets and stuff as the other guys disperse into the.
So while you guys are doing your sills and while you're setting up and your SPRs are taking their position, you notice that right here, right about here where this bend is, ooh, let me move that, is there's a buddy pair. There's 2 individuals. They've got tactical vests on, chest rigs or belt kit of some type, ARs in hand, and they are standing there, and there's a vehicle parked off to the side of the road, and seems like it belongs to them, and there's not a lot of traffic, so we don't no cars have come yet, but they're just posted up in this roadway, kind of right here in this intersection of Myrie Creek Road and Main Street 52 here.
I wouldn't agitate. Not yet.
Yeah. No, don't get close. I mean, we have their position. That's great.
Yeah.
Just keep your distance.
Call that into the waterbound guys, because that's something they could respond to quickly if need, and then try and move around them and continue on into the residential area. Just gaining. That's the whole point of the civilian cloak guys. Is they have to gain as much information in the area as possible.
Okay.
Before the main element moves in. Yep.
So you're gonna try to run eight dudes through this like forested area, I presume.
No, I wouldn't say 8 together.
Run them in echelon.
Yeah, because they're gonna be working in pairs. I mean, everybody has radios, but it's still, I don't want guys going off alone.
Yeah.
Sure.
They'll be working in pairs, and again, we'll avoid that. Let's see. Yeah, wherever it makes sense for them to go in.
Have you ever thought about like maybe having a pair to just shadow that checkpoint there? So just like be stationary there, but like I guess like stationed where like the checkpoint can't see them, but just constantly recording on their activity and stuff. Because the chances are, if they like send someone up to like take their shift or whatever, you can get a gauge on their numbers as well.
Yeah. Can the SPR team where they're at right now? Can they see where that buddy pair of checkpoint guys is?
Yeah, I'll say they can.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just have one of them keep eyes on it.
Definitely.
Yeah. Clearly, that's a perimeter. You know what I mean? So if you can open up that part of the perimeter quickly, then the fucking water guys can flow in through the same area and be ready to rock and roll. Through the residential area into the city area. So, I mean, you got what is it? What was it? 13 guys per squad?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You could sacrifice a fucking buddy team to watch this little intersection over here easily. You know what I mean?
With his stationary team of SPRs plus one, they're able to observe these guys.
Okay.
And I assume they got ready if we wanted to kill them. I mean, it'd be.
Yeah. You got him in glass. You could drop him if you wanted.
Okay, I think it's a good idea.
Okay, so you guys continue to move with your two squads dispersed, or your two fire teams rather, dispersed a little bit. And you're going down along through here. And then you're going to kind of squeak in down here, probably through here, pop in, and then just come down here. Maybe some guys walk through the north. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I mean, just about avoid, cars. I mean, I guess we're doing this in daylight. I mean, we never really talked about it, but I guess that makes sense.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say the insert was at like 8 a.m., 6 a.m. Say 6 a.m. was our insert, and right now it's about noon as you guys are walking into town.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So you guys get into town here. And you're able to determine that there's another buddy pair, very similar, identical if I do say so myself, at this intersection here, another buddy pair with a vehicle. You're able to identify that it looks like here at the police department is where they're like they're quartered up at, where they're sleeping, all their gear is, and they're all that business. My brain is not working. I'm fucking tired today. You know what I'm saying? They're held up here at the police department. That's where all their vehicles and their gear and the people that aren't currently out on duty are staged. All right. And cool. So you see all that and you pass all that information up. You want to take any actions based on that information?
Not yet.
Nothing yet, other than just passing it up the chain and sweep north a little bit. Also, and of course, I mean, well, you said we'd pass it up the chain so that the team by the bridge is going to know. I mean, if we can slip that knife in there before they're wiser, then that would be amazing.
Sure.
To hit that police department. Not with the low vis guys, but when the actual hit, kicks off.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So you guys push north a little bit. Okay, and we'll say that you identify that there is another buddy pair in a vehicle right about here. Okay, that's like right around here. They have another buddy pair with the vehicle pulled off to the side of the road. 2 dudes standing there, tactical gear on, AR in hand. And we'll say at this point you're able to identify that it looks like at least each group of individuals has a radio, if not every person has a radio. All right. So, hi, Bar. While all that's going on, at the same time, are you moving north, or are you waiting on all that information to come out?
I'm gonna start moving north because of the high threat priority. I'm probably gonna be using bounding Overwatch, so I'll split the teams up and we'll take like the hills one by one.
Okay. Cool. So that's excellent. Let's say you make this movement. You get up here you move through the town. The town folk, the couple of them you run into, seem very friendly. They either wave or kind of like look the other way and give you a wink or whatever. And so you get up here to 11, Highway 11. And what's your plan of attack, right? So we wanted to come up here and occupy this peninsula, correct?
Yep.
That's the plan.
Okay. So this bridge is a bridge, right? So it comes up and it's over elevation, and you're fully exposed while you cross it. So the plan is to just cross that on foot.
No, I'll have 2 of my fire teams on the
You wanna cross
east
that right
or
now?
the west side of the bridge,
This has
and
potential.
just I'll have all of them there just to wait on the information.
Okay.
Honestly, that short distance, I mean, you could cross it quickly as long as there's nobody there. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and plus on the west side of the bridge is like a big ridge as well. So like, well, I'll have all the fire teams posted on that ridge, like on the west side of Proctor Road.
Sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
If you cross, you might expose yourself to the checkpoint.
So you guys are up there, and your SPRs are peering into everything, and you're able to identify that here at the bank, here at this intersection, but they keep coming back into the bank parking lot as well, one person at a time. But their buddy pair is stationed right here, paying special attention to the bank.
All right.
Okay, so just to be clear on the enemy situation, that's four buddy pairs, 8 total guys on duty right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then an unknown amount that we have identified is quartering here at the police station at the southern portion of Bayville.
Yeah, I think it's wise to assume that the garrison has about 10 guys, 10 to 12 guys. What do you guys think?
Sounding
Did
like
the civilian guys sweep all the way north on the eastern side of Route 11? Is that implied where Evil 3 is?
Yeah, they
Did
didn't.
they
They didn't
sweep all the way
sweep.
north?
They didn't sweep. They got up to as far as like where their icon is now, and then identified this team, and called it in and kind of held there. If you wanted to push further north, we can totally do that.
Okay.
I think we hold Evil 3. Maybe Evil 2 moves up north a little bit on that. It looks like whatever that ridge line is, but I don't know what's on there as far as the map is concerned.
Yeah. I think try and get as much information north of the city as
this ridge,
possible.
This ridge is
And,
actually
Dollar General by the Crystal
here.
Creek
Yeah.
and all that. Okay. Yeah. So we'll look at like was that Center Street or whatever, and like Fairground Ridge, kind of along like Lee County Middle School and Lee County Professional School, and what is that, Lion Apparel? I don't know.
Sure. Yeah. Right here. What about it?
Just check that area out.
Okay.
That's where 2 is. Yeah, Evil 2.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. You don't see anything.
Okay.
No new information.
So, yeah. So depending on our capabilities, I'm thinking maybe if our low vis guys can get close, and then the SPR team as well, of subsonic, like suppressed weapon capabilities we have here. How do you guys feel about trying to just polish off, you know, a couple of these teams?
Open up from the west. Have the SPR team fucking take out the perimeter on the west, and then have the boat team move in and start clearing west to east. And then because you got our team on the south, if the fucking the actual combination of the SPR team plus the boat squad pushing in from the fucking west to east, if they get their shit pushed in, they try to retreat to the south. Fucking bar squad's there, ready to push their shit in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I suspect though, if my squad like take that bridge, they have a large pool of reinforcement like from the police station, so we can hold them off until you guys come in and just flank them from the.
Hold that bridge. Hold that bridge. Yeah, because that's their only MSR out of there. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they're fucking breaking brush, and then whatever. You can then the fucking tables turned. You know.
Uncle, where are your guys moving to? Well,
the boat guys, fucking. I would have the SPR team smoke the dudes on the fucking westernmost portion by Happy Top Park. The SPR team that was watching that buddy team up there. Smoke those guys. Boat team pushes up quickly up towards what does that say? Murray Creek. Yeah, Myrie Creek. Infill there immediately, and then fucking start pushing quickly towards the where that little Finger River comes up by Jack's IGA supermarket. Basically, take that entire fucking sports park complex and let the SPR team move up, maybe try and recollect some of our guys to push down towards the city.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking something, but I don't think we have the capability. I was gonna say if the other low vis teams have like, I don't know, caltrops or something, they could maybe block off that road with something, but I don't know. Probably better to just try to ambush and kill some of the dudes. Yeah, I don't know. Does anyone have anything else to say? I think
we should have thought about this, but we could have had like broken down ARs in the backpacks of the low vis team, like especially the ones on the two teams on the north side, and they could stall the guys coming south to reinforce far north.
A majority of the guys are going to be by that bridge, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all by that southern portion of the city. If we open up that perimeter by the fucking baseball field, we can have literally 2 of the 3 squads ready to fucking push in from a mixture of the north and from the west. Obviously, I mean, the northern guys are in fucking civilian clothes and shit like that, but I mean, there's still dudes nonetheless that can feed information or be a fucking flanking element. Worst case scenario. I mean, these guys work in fucking buddy teams and they drive around in vehicles. They're kind of obvious. You know what I mean? They stick out. Fucking, if we start smoking their guys, I think it'll sow enough fucking chaos and confusion that there's going to be fucking panic. So obviously they're meeting with an element that fucking doubles their size, especially if you start smoking a couple of their fucking perimeter teams, that they're going to condense and try and fucking link up with each other, which, spoiler alert, our squad is literally on the southern side ready to push their shit in. You know what I mean? The only squad that you'd have to worry about is the northeastern squad, or the northeastern buddy team, that the 3rd fire team of the civilian guys saw way up northeast up there. That's the only buddy team that you'd have to worry about. But if those guys are fucking isolated, I mean, they got to come all the way down that fucking MSR and run into everybody else. I mean, at least we'd get a fucking early warning before that happens. Hunker down, fucking handle that situation as needed, or hopefully that fucking civilian element up there, civilian clothed element up there, can fucking smoke their asses.
Yeah, I think maybe having the civilian elements up there, like smoking the guys up north. Like they're probably gonna try to like run down that MSR, like to that intersection. So maybe having those two teams because they've got only pistols on them, right?
Yeah. I mean, if those guys have AKs or rifles, I don't like their chances. What I would do here is I would have Evil 2 fall back and like recollect their regular gear as Evil 3 keeps watch on that northeast team, and then the SPR team watches the buddy pair on the northwest side. I don't know if we have time for them to go back and like recollect their gear, but that's another fire team that we could add in if you know, if we're I don't know, like if are we gonna wait till like nightfall, or are we gonna do this during the daytime when, I mean, there's a lot of ambient noise during the day, so
I think you have the most maneuverability during the day. You're gonna stick way the fuck out at night, but you also have night vision and thermal capabilities at night. But inside of a city with power and street lights and stuff like that, is it really gonna be worth it? I think you have the best chances during the day when there's more people moving around and shit like that, where it's like it's clear that you basically have maneuverability and they don't. They stick out among the normal populace, and the civilian guys don't. Obviously, once the fucking fully kitted guys move in, it's good. Excuse me, it's going to cause a stir, but I think that's our best chances. Moving in at night, it's just going to be, you'll breach the perimeter, but then you're going to move into a well-lit city, and then it's just kind of like near peer, you versus me type shit.
Okay, yeah.
I think during the day is the best chance. Breach that western perimeter with the SPR guys. Fucking move in through the sports complex. Recollect the fucking civilian clothes guys from the north. Fucking converge on that intersection by Main Street and Route 11. And fucking maybe the fucking guys, the boat squad, as they move in, they can fucking hug Main Street and pinch that intersection up there where the fucking little goons up there are, and then they can fucking put up a screen, merge the squads, and fucking push south.
Okay, so we'll have our whatever our passage of lines is going to be, or their Evil 2's signal. Maybe they all have like orange hats or some shit.
Sure, whatever the color is, whatever our crew's color is, it's my live stream, so I'll say purple. Everybody's got purple bandanas on them, and so like once we go hot, everybody can pull their purple bandanas out and whatever, wave it around, tie it around your arm, tie it around your head, and we all know that's like an easy target or indicator that that's friendly, right?
Yep.
Sounds good. Does Evil 2 have time to move back towards the northwest team, and basically just once the SPR team smokes that group that they're posted up on, just basically grab their rifles instead of I don't know, going to go get their full kit or whatever?
Sure. Well, I mean, whatever you guys want to do, we can do whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, if anything, they can then move in with, because they cleared that area, they can then move in with the boat squad through it would just reinforce that western assault. You know what I mean? And it would be extra full kit guys.
I just want to add on that community center is on a high ground, which would give
Take
us
a piss real quick.
Position on the bridge checkpoints and whatnot.
Okay, it is now 4 p.m. Your Evil 2 fire team is within 400 meters of that enemy buddy pair. Everybody is staged and ready. We ready to initiate? How do we want to take the shot on these guys, right? We're going to do a synchronized shooting where all four members of this fire team, right? Two guys shoot at one person, two other guys shoot at the other person, and they all take a shot at the same time?
Yeah, pretty much. Whatever way the wind is holding, I mean, you know how it is.
Yeah.
One guy holds for center, the other one holds into the wind a little bit. Yeah, I mean, that sounds good if they're confident with distance and marksmanship and all that.
Yeah, definitely. So say you guys take that shot. I think that's pretty reasonable. 4 people to take well-aimed shots on 2 people. Let's say all that hits and both these guys pretty much drop. They didn't have time to signal on their radios or anything like that. So just kersplat, 2 dead bodies. These guys run up, grab the rifles. So now we have 2 dudes with pistols, 2 dudes with rifles. Rip their chest rigs off, throw them on, and
Break the radios, hopefully.
yeah. All right. While that happens, we're speeding up the river. We're getting off right there with Unk's squad, right? And then we're all linking up together here. These people are dead. Okay. And then what are we doing here with this massive situation? We're going...
Calm down.
Yeah, evil SPR is just going to take a perch, whatever they got. Well, that field has been leveled, is it not? So
Correct.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a baseball.
That's the baseball field
so,
now.
Yeah.
Those take up a rearward security, using distance to their advantage as the squad moves up.
And these are
front line gets tagged up.
Yeah, these are SPRs too, not like bolt guns, right? So these are totally 16 to 20 inch ARs. They can slap 30 round mags in and get busy. It's not like they're like some snipers that have to be tucked away.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they'll just pull up rear. They'll pull up rear.
Yeah, and if you want to stick them on the police department to hold that building down at some point, that's
Good idea.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, what's your plan? You're gonna come through here like this, and then try to take out this team up here. Is that what we're
can we
thinking?
look at the other map real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay. What's Evil 3 doing?
I would assume observing that fire team, that buddy pair.
Continuing to observe that fire team. Okay.
Yeah, they're just observing, and they'll call it out if they move.
Okay. I would say Evil Squad move Cloverleaf north and east and take up that northern intersection while Unk Squad can fucking move in and we can do an L shape on that northernmost fire team on the intersection.
Okay, so you want them to try to get north of this fire team, kind of bounce around, and then set up somewhere up here?
Exactly.
Alrighty.
As long as that's good with you, Evil.
I kind of want to see if I can just, if we can just polish off that last northern team.
Yeah, you want to go up and
then just bring everybody.
support them. That's a good idea. If we haven't alerted the fucking bees hive, I would say that that's a good idea.
As to this point, there's no indicator that anybody knows anything.
SPR should go up there and fucking smoke that northern team then.
That's 2 more with rifles, because we'll have our pistol guys move in and grab their stuff too.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll say you're... Where are we at? Yeah, I think that's reasonable. You could come up to the brush line, take a shot. Okie doke. So you get up there, you take your shot. It's successful, just like last time. You drop these 2 dudes, and they didn't get a chance to get on the radios or anything like that. It is now 5 p.m. All right, and Unk, we are pretty much right where we are here. We are waiting in the brush line up here, just chilling.
Yep.
Okay.
We need at this point, we need to fucking keep the momentum going before a fucking change of what do you call it? Fucking
change of posts. Change of guard.
Post happens. Yeah, before a change of post happens, we need to recollect the guys and fucking keep hammering them. At least harass the guys to fucking try and fish out who else is going to show up to the party and try and cause problems. You know what I mean? Because right now they're fucking pinched in. They could leave and be gone, and then we set up a fucking perimeter, or they stay in place and we fucking crush them. That's my idea.
If we look at that city on the...
I advocate for
that's a lot for a squad to go through.
Yeah.
Have Uncle and Evil set up. They're essentially in pretty good blocking positions now. If Bar were to initiate an assault from their end, the guy, or they're going to run into either Evil or Uncle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so I think, Unc, do you want me to initiate the assault to take over the petrol station and the bridge?
If I may jump in here, can I get Evil SPR to watch that team at the Y shape?
Yeah, get her back here.
Yeah. Just get guns on them, and then I guess the other two evil teams will take up positions wherever. Yeah, they'll move up a little bit.
Up a little.
Sorry, I'm down.
Oh, I
Sorry,
got you.
I meant
Creep them up on
Yeah.
them. Got it.
Yeah. Just in preparation for what's about to happen, and then let's see. Where's the building? Is it the police building? Is it by
It's where that second, and it's basically the middle one. Yeah, right there.
Okay. Yeah, we need to try to get some eyes and weapons on that. Uncle, are you in good position on that building from where you're at right now? Or
He's not able to see that building from the tree line.
think this is an idea. Please tell me if I'm fucking crazy, but I think it would be a good idea to try and pull guys away from the main bulk of the city and condense them into that smaller peninsula instead of trying to fight the main full body force of this enemy in the main city.
Sure.
You
So
know, I agree with
basically,
that.
I think Bar Squad should initiate first to try and pull troops away from the main city so that we can condense the larger force from the north.
Yeah.
okay, yeah. And at some point,
Yeah, we trap them with a hammer and
shoot
anvil.
people in the back once they start trying to cross that bridge or whatever.
Right. They just have less infrastructure to fucking hide behind on that southern peninsula. You know what I mean? Like, okay, they have woods. They're not fucking normal conventional forces. You know what I mean? Like, I think to try and split them up would be better. The bulk of the force is on the northern side. Have our strong southern portion initiate contact, try and pull some of those dudes away, have our superior and much larger force crush the dudes on the north.
Okay.
I like that.
So what's the plan of attack here? You're gonna just hem up this fire team or this buddy pair rather from across the bridge from the other side here.
Yeah. If anything, if they fucking decide to move north, then we could have our dudes on the north initiate, and the fucking guys can cross. The Bar Squad can cross and fucking take that peninsula, ideally.
Okay. So who's initiating?
So, so want me to just take that peninsula, and then post up an ambush down there, so that when you guys attack and you funnel them down in that peninsula, they run straight into an ambush?
Basically, yes, you would initiate. If they do what I think they're gonna do, then I think they're gonna convene on that southern peninsula to try and help their guys, and then we have the superior force on the north that can take more of the city, do less fucking actual city fighting than they need to, which is way more dangerous, and fucking that basically we pinch them on that tiny peninsula.
Yep, gotcha. All right, I'll initiate then.
Okay. You initiate. You open up. Let's see.
So I'll have bar one. Sorry.
No, you go for it.
Bar one and bar two. Yep, I'll have them. So on the east side of the road of Route 11, there's a hill there. So I have bar one and bar two post up right there and start initiating. So yeah, just start laying on their position.
Okay.
If we have SBRs, we'll take them out. Bar three is going to just bum rush them. So they're going to bound across the road onto the bush in the on the north side of Route 11.
I wouldn't push. I wouldn't push the bridge. That's a funnel. I wouldn't do that.
The goal is to get them to come to you.
Yeah, you're basically just bait. Let them take the bait and initiate fire. They'll try and reconvene south more. Either stack up on the north side of the bridge, or if they're dumb, they'll cross the fucking bridge, and then the northern guys can fucking cross in and take the
All
city.
right. Yep. Gotcha. Yep. I thought you wanted me to take that intersection altogether.
Don't sacrifice dudes trying to cross the bridge when the main element hasn't moved in yet.
Gotcha. All right. Cool. We'll initiate then.
Okay. You open up. Your initial fires get 1 KIA. The other person seeks cover, starts to return fire. He obviously gets on the radio and calls for backup. At that time, 2 vehicles depart the police station and travel south down that bridge. And then right around then, you actually do kill that last guy there as well. I'm not supposed to say that word on live stream. YouTube's probably pissed. Doesn't matter. All right. These guys come across the bridge.
Mods are asleep.
They set up shooting positions and begin to get into a sustained firefight with you. However, at the same time that happened, while those vehicles were doing that, one vehicle departed the police station and started to go hit this intersection and then travel down Main Street, and another vehicle was right behind it, hit this intersection, and continued to travel north. Does anybody take any actions at that time?
Yeah, I think we clip them. You don't want to do it? Let them run?
Let them run. It's a lot harder for them to re-invade a fucking city than it is for us to do it. We're already inside. We Trojan horsed our way in there. If we can set up a fucking perimeter, we got Evil 2 and Evil 3 basically in the right. If anything, Unk 3 also. Unk 3 can support Evil 2. Evil 3 can be a fucking canary. And you know what I mean? It's just, we're whittling down the forces at this point. So let them split themselves up. That's fine. That's good. That's a good thing. They're not converging on one position and setting up a fucking a solid fucking defense point. Let them fucking split up, in my opinion. I think that's a great idea because I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? They basically ran themselves outside of the line, and if they don't know Unk 1, 2, and 3 are there.
They don't know Evil's there either.
Exactly. Let them fucking split up. If anything, we could come into the city, crush the fucking police station, and then we set up a fucking perimeter around the city proper.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it your way. I probably would have killed him, but it's cool.
So these guys they travel. It's one vehicle with a buddy pair in each. They travel to those posts. They find that those posts have been KIA and looted. And, right, so they're out of sight, out of mind. Who knows what they're going to do next? Back to you guys.
Okay. Unk needs to move more into the city now.
Okay. You guys start to make movement into the city. Doing your urban patrolling, right, but moving quickly. And what are we trying to do with ourselves once we get here?
That northern intersection, the Y, we need to wipe that out. So the three fire teams need to take those guys out right away and lock down that intersection. Just like lock it down.
Sure.
Literally lock down that intersection.
Okay, yeah. So you guys run up, and you're also supported by Evil. This is just a buddy pair. They're pretty much dramatically overwhelmed. Massive violence of action, and you seize and occupy that intersection with your squad now.
Can I jump in here? Evil would like to get a drone up in the air if we have one or two.
Sure.
And just watch those, I guess, to whatever's going on in the city. But if we have 2 drones, I mean, maybe we watch both of the...
Watch the MSRs.
We do have access to 2 drones. That's correct.
Yeah, we'll use that.
All right, so we want one watching Main Street and then one watching Route 11?
Yep.
I think so.
Got it. Okay, so those drones go up in the air, and they see that these vehicles are traveling back down towards the city again.
Set ambush.
Set ambush.
This is going to turn into one of those Ukrainian SSO videos, for those of you that have seen them. Ideally.
All right, so let's talk us through it. How are we doing it?
Unk will take Main Street. Evil, I think you should take 11.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. How do we want to position our squad, our teams here?
I'll have Unk completely on the side. We'll move Unk 3 to where Unk 2 is. Unk 2 and 1 will move northwest and secure Main Street and set up that ambush.
Okay. Something like that?
On the Unk 1 on the other side.
Got you. Okay.
gotta watch our fire here maybe a little. But then again, I can't see buildings and stuff from this.
Yeah, Unka's just watching Main Street at this point.
Right, so Unka's down here, 2 teams, and then 1 team here. And then you have a team on this side of the road, and then 2 teams up here. Evil.
Yes, but they still haven't kind of really revealed themselves yet, so I'm loath to tell 3 to cross the road
Sure.
at this point. So they're probably just going to hold position and light up this vehicle as it comes back down. And
Okay.
again, just call out to be aware of background.
Absolutely. Yeah, if they fire this way, they should be good. And then if the only issue would be Unk 1 and 3 firing upon possibly Evil SPR and 2, but I think realistically there's going to be a bunch of stuff obstructing those fires. I think we're probably okay. This is also welcome to the real world, everybody.
Yeah, right.
Alrighty, so that's what we're going with here. Something like this, a couple of L-shaped ambushes.
Yep.
Okay, so these vehicles are coming down, and I think we have good ambushes set up. Let's say that they just get completely overwhelmed. Again, it's just 1 vehicle and a buddy pair. We have a 13-man squad for each. They are just violence of action, completely destroyed. Vehicles are Swiss cheese, dead in the road. Those gentlemen inside are well ventilated.
Okay.
While all that's going on, there's been a sustained exchange of fire between Bar's squad and a enemy fire team on the other. Now, High Bar is able to produce a much higher volume of fire, but he has yet to attempt to cross the bridge. And these gentlemen, knowing that they're coming into a fight, were wearing full body armor and able to establish themselves in pretty good covered concealed locations. So we're in a sustained firefight down here.
Yeah.
We gotta get Bar some relief before they burn through all their ammo.
I think Bar should pull back. Let them pull back, and either they're going to push across the bridge and be dumb and kill themselves, or they're going to go north where Unk and Evil are ready to fucking take the bridge and secure it, while also watching that fucking police station. I could literally assign 1 fire team or 2 towards the police station, while my 3rd element and the rest of Evil can watch the bridge on the eastern side.
Okay.
Do you think pulling back and alleviating pressure is a good move? Because I feel like maybe it's
Pull back literally just as far as Proctor. It's just enough to get out of the firefight, but you can still watch your local side of the bridge as they cross.
Even less than that, you just recede like 10 yards into the tree line and get behind a log and stop shooting.
Yeah. It's a mental game at this point. It's to try and see if they convene on themselves or if they try and spread out more.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, all right, I'll do that.
All right.
If they convene on themselves, then they're gonna all be in one spot and we can all convene together on the police station and surround it. Or if they split up more, they're gonna run into you, or they're gonna run into the rest of Evil and part of my squad.
So these gentlemen do, with the alleviation of fire, run and get in their 2 vehicles, and drive directly back to the police station at an extremely high rate of speed, dismount, and run inside the police station.
Okay. Bar, move in. I would say move the fuck in. Take the ground.
All right, I'll push across.
Okay.
I'll have fire teams on the far bank of the right on the bank of the river, just watching straight up the police station.
Got you. Okay.
So yeah, all on that side.
All right.
I'll post them up there.
While that's going on, what do we got in here? What do roads look like? Okay. So while High Bar gets into position, you see 6 individuals exit the police station and all load up into 2 vehicles, 3 people per vehicle, and then they take off down 11, and they split here at Grand Ave and follow Grand Ave north. Right, so that's their plan of escape. What do you guys do? Whoop. Based when you see them do that, right? So they get off, they go down here, and they're trying to go this way. What are we doing?
Did Evil 3 see them or no?
Yeah. I mean, if we see them, well, we have eyes on the police station.
Yeah, I think everybody can see the whole time they're under the observation of at least one fire team.
Yeah. Okay. If anything, I mean, fucking harass them on the way out. Try and take that target of opportunity. If they live and they fucking escape, fucking secure the city. They're overwhelmed. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If not, then they're fucking dead, or they escape. Either or. I mean, they're fucking outnumbered at this point.
Sure.
It's four against at this point 39. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so one vehicle, after all those fires, one vehicle does eventually get some effective fire and careen and crash off the side of the road. And then one person hops out of that vehicle and runs into the brush. The other vehicle drives off out of view.
Okay.
All right. So what do we do with that?
We gotta secure the city now. We gotta actually set up I would clear that careen vehicle. Send a squad in there, 13-man squad to fucking move in and secure that area. And fucking, yep, they're dead. Okay, so, at this point,
I'll look up Bush guy if we have, I don't know.
Unk at this point, in terms of the securing of the city, Unk can move in to secure the western side of the city where West Main Street is, and set up a screen along that MSR. And then Bar can probably leave one, Bar, if this is okay with you, have one fire team on the southern peninsula of the bridge, and then can move in to secure that southern coastline, and then Evil SPR can set up on the northeastern side along Route 11, still in the city proper.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Okay.
Something like that?
Cool. Sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's good. There's not going to be any counterattack. You guys basically errated everybody except for 2 or 3 guys were able to squeak away, and right, they have no manpower or resources to come back and do anything. So yeah, that was really effective. You guys crushed it. Yeah, I really don't think I have any points. It's not how I would have done it, but that's totally okay. You guys did great. That was awesome. Uncle EG, you played it really well. Taking out those posts and then kind of like playing the psychological game, right? Me and my Marine Corps infantry brain would have been like, I want to just crush these fools. I want, but that was clutch coming back and letting them make a move. Like, you make the move and we'll play off that. That was super intelligent. So yeah, man, I really don't have a lot to say. That went really well.
I agree. I think the
Outstanding.
call to pull Bar back was it's an interesting one. It's good, and I can see now, like, that was probably the right call. Like, that's cool.
It's a counter ambush. You know what I mean? You initiate fire, draw back, and let them run up into your area where you already have a known description of the area. You know, it's a fucking bottleneck. They have to take that fucking MSR if they want to fucking push out of that peninsula. You know what I mean? It's a false sense of security. They're like, oh my god, you know, either they're gonna try and fucking take the ground to try and strongman it, and then they just get fucking wiped out, or they reconvene back against the larger, fucking already thinned out, not base of fire, but you know that their friendly force that
right,
where they're like, all right, we have this area, but it's already been thinned out by the 2 existing squads. You know what I mean? It's
absolutely.
It's chess, brother. It's chess.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a lot smarter. Yeah, like especially on the southern side. Yeah, I wanted to just send a fire team across after, with covering, of course. But
Sure.
like I wanted to send a fire team across and just take
Yeah,
them.
but then
that's a lot
they get
smarter.
across.
Yeah.
They get across, and then they're by themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true, yeah.
It would have been pretty dangerous because if anything, if the police station guys squirted out, and because they're right there by that bridge, which was not supported on the western side, if they were able to get across, then you would have had a unfortunate reality of being an equal firefight, which is super
Yeah.
fucking dangerous. You know, don't make it fair. Don't make it fair.
100%, man. That was pretty good. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, fellas. Anybody have anything they want to talk about? Any questions they want to ask? Anything like that at all about anything?
As far as anything goes, I wanted to get with you about running this game and letting you play at some point.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We can
We don't
talk
have
about
to do
that.
right now, but
Yeah, here in a second when I end the live stream, we'll absolutely get to chat, and we can, whoever wants to hang out can just stay in general chat. But on the YouTube videos, anybody want to ask any questions at all that I could answer for you and somebody else who might have the same question?
Sure. I agree. You guys crushed it. But I was curious because, GWOT, you were saying, my Marine instinct is to just push and be aggressive and attack.
Turn to
And
burn.
the other philosophy is to react to the enemy and set up a trap.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if there is a circumstance where one of those is strongly, advantageous or the
Sure.
better option.
Yeah, it's all.
I do agree they would both work here.
Yes, it's all situation dependent, right? The way that this chessboard, if you will, was set up was that they didn't have any good options, right? If that unit was to try to advance on us, they would have to advance to the choke point of the bridge and get burned down in a hailstorm of fire. Or if they fall back into our actually larger and more controlled element, which is, we'd rather them go there and have to deal with 2 squads instead of 1. So there was really only bad options left for them. Here you go. Now I'm figuring out the answer in my own head. When there's only bad options left for them, it's better to let them take the initiative because there's a cost to having the initiative, right? Whoever runs across the open field gets shot at, right? So if there's nothing to gain from running across the open field, then let them run across. However, if there is a good option left for them, then you can use speed and intensity along with violence of action to close that distance and crush them before they have an opportunity to take that good option.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to avoid with Bar Squad was basically rushing to failure.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I didn't want him to split up his squad and thin out when there wasn't any other friendly assets that could be there fast enough to support him, because we had to move through our own enemy assets to get to him. You know what I mean? Because we hadn't cleared the southernmost portion of the city yet.
For sure. That's a great point as well.
Yeah. I think the full-on assault option, it makes sense on a tactical level because you're a squad leader, you're looking at it's only 2 guys, but on a strategic level, you'd leave yourself too isolated.
Yeah, it just wouldn't make sense fucking to make the risk because I didn't want to lose anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By any means, it wouldn't be worth it.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Yep.
Anybody else got anything else?
What time is chow?
Yeah.
All right,
When does my
fellas.
next guard shift end?
I'm going to end the live